5 required of just one ball. Can he prove himself? And he does! He does it again! He smacked it! It's a huge one! Big hit by the little master. He's put on a fantastic show for everyone out there.
The most electrifying spectacle on the planet, the DLF Indian Premier League Season 4. Catch all the cricket action non-stop only on Neo Cricket, India's #1 sports channel. Log on to www.neosports.tv/America for details. Neo Cricket will bring you 35 DLF IPL matches this season.
Hello and welcome to Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket, a show that goes beyond cricket news and beyond statistics and brings cricket closer to real life.
Before we begin, guys, let's go into our cracking up section first. You know what, guys? After the World Cup victory, the rumor mill has that Microsoft is coming up with a new product in the MS Office suite.
Really? What does it do?
तेरे अंदर के लीडर को बाहर निकालेगा.
कुछ भी क्या जो है नहीं वो भी बाहर निकालेगा. That's all nonsense.
Microsoft है यार, कुछ भी कर सकता है. Anyway, it's not nonsense, guys. I am really serious.
अच्छा इतने ही serious है तो what's it going to be called?
MS धोनी.
गाइस, वर्ल्ड कप क्या खत्म हुआ? मैं शायरी के मूड में आ गया हूँ.
अरे वाह,
क्या बात है.
वैसे एक्चुअली शायरी के मूड में तो मैं भी हूँ यार. चल.
क्या बात है. चलो let's do it. Join कवि सम्मेलन.
All right, let's start. जब सहवाग ने कोशिश की लगाने की आग, तेंदुलकर ने बोला बेटा भाग.
हुए आउट जल्दी हमारे दोनों वीर. सिचुएशन थी थोड़ी गंभीर.
लगा निकलने वाली है डोली. आए बचाने हमको कोहली.
वाह वाह. पार्टनरशिप थी दोनों की कितनी सोनी. और सोने पे सुहागा था उसके बाद धोनी.
वाह वाह. दिन था हमारा आज, काम पूरा किया मिस्टर युवराज.
28 साल से हार का सहना, रैना का भी क्या कहना.
The bowling also had a sting, led by अपना बज्जी सिंह.
One thing that seemed to have no ant were the antics of Srisant.
किया ओवर पे ओवर क्विकली साफ. सब बोले भाई वाह मुनाफ.
पाई हमने ऑन बॉन और शान, थैंक्स टू द ब्रिलियंस ऑफ जहीर खान.
वाह वाह वाह. वैसे गाइस, वर्ल्ड कप तो खत्म हो गया. हाउ अबाउट अ लाइन और टू अबाउट द IPL?
श्योर. नियो क्रिकेट ने किया कमाल, लाके अमेरिका में IPL का धमाल.
वाह 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 वाह.
Alright guys, that was our cracking up section for today. We will come back after this short break with a fantastic story on our own beloved Sachin Tendulkar.
Can Mumbai Indians do it? 5 required of just one ball. Can he prove himself? And he does! He does it again! He smacked it! It's a huge one! Big hit by the little master. He's put on a fantastic show for everyone out there.
The most electrifying spectacle on the planet, the DLF Indian Premier League Season 4. Catch all the cricket action non-stop only on Neo Cricket, India's #1 sports channel. Log on to www.neosports.tv/America for details. Neo Cricket will bring you 35 DLF IPL matches this season.
Welcome back friends to America's premium cricket show Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts Shri, Himanshu and Deepika, ready to take you through the story of Sachin Tendulkar.
Let's begin with the making of Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. The hard work and rigors that he went through before he became famous and well known in this whole wide world.
Hang on guys, before we dive into the gory details, let's wish our dear Tendlia happy birthday. He turns 38. Woohoo! Oh, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday Sachin. By the way, Sachin has been the most complete batsman ever. He's had success in test matches, in one-dayers, in T20s. I'm sure he's done really well, and even in those festival matches, in gully cricket, school matches, you name it.
You know, every time I think about his achievements, my head spins now. I mean, I can't keep track of all the world records that he holds.
Spin? कौन सा spin? Off spin या leg spin?
Head spin. Head spin.
नया spin, नया
Anyway, Shri, so you said that Sachin is probably the most complete batsman ever, and I've heard so many other commentators saying the same thing. Ye complete kuch define career. What does complete mean?
Sachin is complete because he has all the shots in the book. He bats in every situation in all forms of cricket and has done really well in almost every match or every form of cricket that he's played.
That's actually very true. That's actually very true because I've seen him opening the innings as he does in one days. He also has played so many times as two down. In whatever form of the game, he just miraculously or magically adjusts to the situation and delivers.
I think he's a extremely accomplished executioner. He executes on whatever the task is in any part of the cricket and he delivers.
That's true, and just to that point, Deepika, he has also executed many bowlers at the same time.
The careers have been executed.
Shane Warne famously talked about how he had nightmares after one match when Sachin Tendulkar hit him for 3 or 4 sixes in one of those innings.
I can imagine. So guys, we all agree that he is arguably the world's most popular cricketer as well. Here are some facts. He has been playing for India for such a long time, more than 2 decades now. He started at a very young age of 15. Even the great legendary Don Bradman described him as the batsman who resembled him the most.
And he is the highest run scorer in international cricket as known to everyone. Yet the guy is humble and his 2 feet are always on the ground. But not everyone knows that all this fame and fortune has been achieved through some incredible amount of hard work. And this brings us to the end of this section. We'll be back soon after the short break.
Welcome back, friends, to America's premium show, Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts, Shri, Himanshu and Deepika, continuing to take you through the story of Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
Sachin started his career at a very young age of 6. The story began at the Sahitya Sahwas Society in Mumbai. Sachin and other kids from the society were very, very mischievous. One day, Sachin climbed a tree in his apartment complex, and in his excitement, he fell down from the tree and injured himself. Fed up with such pranks and mischiefs, his elder brother Ajit decided to take Sachin with him to learn cricket. He wanted to constructively put his energies into something that would keep him busy and out of the way of pranks and mischief. So, in short, that was the genesis of the nemesis.
True, well said.
Introduction to cricket completely changed Sachin. I mean, he was a small kid roaming around and being mischievous in his apartment complex, but suddenly he was made to play cricket on a cricket field, and it suddenly kind of gave him the purpose of his life. He started playing and training regularly. As days went by, the practice sessions became more and more intense. At one point in time, he was so much in love with the game that he used to practice for so long that he used to fall asleep on the dining table itself. I mean, when was the last time any one of us was so passionate about something? By the way, Himanshu, why are you sleeping on the dining table? I mean, you don't work that hard.
Or hardly working.
Acha, just lady sledging mat karo tum dono milke. Let's talk about Tendulkar. One famous story about Tendulkar was the one in which he went through this rupee 1 coin practice.
Right.
Coach Ramakant Achrekar would place a rupee 1 coin on top of the stumps. If a bowler got Sachin out, he would get that rupee 1 coin. And if Sachin batted the entire session without getting out, he would get that coin. Sachin very fondly remembers 12 such sessions when he earned that coin. Even today, he possesses those 12 coins with pride.
Wow.
The epitome of practice though came during a phase when his coach Achrekar felt that Sachin was batting well, but he needed more match practice. So he decided to take it upon himself to give Sachin as much match practice as possible. So he took Sachin on his scooter all around Mumbai wherever matches were taking place. He would make him bat in those matches against different oppositions on various different pitches and in different situations. He played such matches for 55 days in a row. Yes, that's like every day for 2 months. कहीं तो ये सही है कि बिना गुरु के सिद्धि नहीं है.
Very true. I mean, that is definitely a very, very dedicated coach that Sachin had. And no wonder looking at the fact that he had so much practice that in one of the school games that Sachin was playing in, he made a mammoth 600-run partnership batting with Vinod Kamli by batting for over 2 days. This hard work and practice must be the secret behind that success.
You know, Malcolm Gladwell actually on his books Outliers mentions that you need 10 years of doing something rigorously as a discourse to become an expert in that field. And the sooner you begin, the better it is. So I guess that's why Sachin is such an outlier.
That is so true, Deepika. And I'm going back to his batting on all different pitches and all different positions. Maybe that's why he can adjust according to the situation and just bat up and down the Indian batting lineup wherever and he's successful. Who knows, right? Anyway, with that, guys, let's wrap up this section, and we will be back after the break.
Welcome back to America's premium cricket show, Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts Shri, Himanshu and Deepika, taking you on the journey of Sachin Tendulkar.
In his book, It Takes All Sorts, Celebrating Cricket's Colourful Characters, Peter Robert talks about another incident which establishes Sachin's dedication. Even if practice used to begin at 6 a.m, guys, Sachin would come a little early to get more time in the nets. But the local groundsman wouldn't allow him to practice before 6 a.m. And Sachin, to counter that, once asked his coach to give him the permit to erect the nets himself before 6 a.m. and start practicing. I mean, such was his dedication. And that wasn't all. Later, Sachin once brought his team to the ground at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Practiced in the corridors before waking up his coach and asking him to go to the ground.
What stands out for me is very exciting is statement that I heard from Malcolm Gladwell again, which says substitute effort for ability. Meaning that if you have talent and you do not put in enough effort, you cannot really harness that talent into making something magical. But if you practice, you can really achieve great accomplishments with your talent. You can actually build something out of it.
That's very true, Deepika. On your point about the practice and the talent part, I remember Akash Chopra saying the same thing in his interview when he was on Cricket on Air. He said that talent without practice is as good as not having any talent at all.
That's it for this section, friends. We'll be back on the other side of this break and continue the story of Sachin Tendulkar.
Welcome back, friends, to America's premium show, Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts, Shri, Himanshu and Deepika, continuing to take you through the story of Sachin Tendulkar.
We talked about the dedication and hard work Sachin had for the game of cricket, but all this hard work finally did pay off. Sachin was now talked about everywhere as the next big thing of Indian cricket. And we're talking about Sachin at the age of 15. People started to call him as a guest of honor for some function or event. Even at that time, TV personnel, media started to chase him for interviews. He was all over the media, and here's a short clip of an interview that he did at that time.
Sachin, you must be getting tired now of people asking you questions and giving interviews, or what?
Oh, I think this is just start.
If you get selected to go to the West Indies, you'll be happy about that, or you think you want to wait a few years?
Of course, I'll be happy.
This is the right time to go.
And just like a very watchful coach, Coach Ramakant Achrekar was not too happy about this. He said, people don't realize that Sachin is just 15. They keep calling him for some felicitation or the other. The other day, he was asked to inaugurate a children's library. This is ridiculous. These things are bound to go to his head. He will start thinking he has achieved everything. I hope all this stops so that he can concentrate and work hard.
Shri, you need coaches like that, honestly, in life, and teachers like that, who always keep you on the right path, on the straight path, and don't let the distractions, take away the focus that you need to become successful. And, Sachin, like an astute follower, he indeed made sure that these things do not go to his head. And how did he do that? He kept on training hard and was picked to play for Mumbai. He started off his first-class career in fine style, making a century in each of Ranji Trophy, Deodhar Trophy and Irani Trophy debuts. He then made his debut for India also when he played against Pakistan.
Chandu Borde was the manager of the Indian team on that tour. He recalls that on the eve of the test match, in the middle of night, he was woken by a sound of bat hitting the ball. he went around the rooms of the players only to find that Sachin Tendulkar was practicing his shots using a hanging ball in his room.
I mean, did the dude ever sleep, guys?
Seriously, that is
No,
awesome.
he lived cricket. He breathes cricket. That's his life. This is the lifeline.
I guess
mean,
there was also some element of nervous energy there. He was going to make his debut. He wanted to make sure that he's really well prepared. And if that meant that he was going to practice in his room in the hotel before the actual test match, he went on.
Yeah, you're right. You might be right there, but I'm not talking about just that particular instance.
Exactly.
We also have this incident that we just related about him practicing at 3 a.m. and him practicing at 6 a.m. or before 6 a.m. every time he went out. So, I mean, there is not a specific incident. It's like he almost never slept. He was like always practicing.
But I really have a question, guys. Like, we talk about Sachin's greatness and all the good stuff he has achieved. Has there not been a single point in his career when he has faced a breakdown in performance or when there was a dip in his career?
Oh, absolutely, there was. In fact, it was just 4 years ago or something like that he had a torrid time with his form. He barely looked like the old Sachin Tendulkar that we all know of and we all dream of. And, the fans were disappointed, the media were disappointed, and you know how the expectations are from Tendulkar from the general public and everybody around. Nobody really was very happy with what was going on with him.
And to add to that, he was injured, and suddenly there were all calls from all corners of the media asking him to retire from international cricket. But he persisted. He said he enjoyed the game and he still wanted to do well, and he's had a rebirth of sorts. We'll continue the story of Sachin Tendulkar on the other side of this break. Welcome back, friends, to America's premium cricket show, Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts, Himanshu, Deepika and Shri, taking you on the journey of Sachin Tendulkar.
Let's go back to the beginning of it all, when Sachin entered the international arena. The tour was perhaps one of the most challenging ones. India visiting Pakistan in their own home turf. And what a response from Sachin Tendulkar as a kid. He was in his mid-teens at that time, 15 or 16.
What is so interesting about that particular series is that Abdul Qadir went and prompted Sachin to hit hard any ball that he wanted because it was a friendly match. Sachin didn't get perturbed, he didn't react, but what he did was, keeping his cool, faced Abdul Qadir's best balls and hit them for a six. Young Sachin playing against a world-class cricketer and really showing what he has, the strength and the steel that Sachin is made of.
That's true, and I remember that interview with Abdul Qadir later on. He himself admitted that, from his side, there was no let up on the bowling front to Sachin. He bowled the best of his abilities, and yet Sachin was such a magnificent batsman at
magnificently.
And not to forget the sledging that Sachin was subjected to. He was called a Doodh Pita Bachcha by the players, by the media, as well as by the people, by the spectators on the ground. But he still kept his cool and went on to play these amazing innings.
To the point of being grounded, and what happens when you continue to work hard. Sachin and Kambli, both of them have been school friends and they have played together for quite some time. They started at the same time also, and both of them shot to fame at the same time as well. But Sachin, who continued to work hard, went on to great heights to achieve great things, whereas Kambli did not go that far. He played his last test when he was 24.
Yeah, that was like a ridiculously awful waste of talent.
Yes, seriously. I remember, Kambli being a left-handed batsman, he was a very aggressive batsman. I remember him playing, and I was quite impressed when I saw him.
But let's look at the brighter side of things, guys. Sachin remained a humble soul and has continued to work hard. And look where he has come. He's the epitome of success as we know of today. And this ends this section of the episode. We will be back after this break.
Welcome back, friends, to America's premium show, Cricket on Air, brought to you by Neo Cricket. We are your hosts, Shri, Himanshu and Deepika, continuing to take you through the story of Sachin Tendulkar.
We talked about how Sachin grew up, how much he practiced and how he made his debut. But with success came one more thing, and that is big, lucrative endorsements.
I'm Sachin Tendulkar. This is my story. My coach used to put a 1 rupee coin on top of the stump. Whoever gets him out gets to take away the coin. All you are thinking of is smacking that ball. I've got 12 coins, as valuable as any medal I've received in my life. Whatever level you reach, getting better never stops.
Talking about the money, Shri, I mean, number one, I always wonder how so much of money hasn't got to Sachin Tendulkar's head. You know, you have to have like a really balanced head to do that. Then again, I mean, he's done numerous ads as well. You know, one thing to point out is that he does not endorse products like liquor.
Right.
You know, there's a level of humbleness and making some choices and some moral values one can see in the choices he makes.
Himanshu, I think these moral values come to him through his father. His father actually asked Sachin not to endorse products that probably would be harming society. But talking of big money, I think the biggest money-making business in India today, especially related to cricket, is the IPL.
Of course, the IPL, you know, Sachin is participating in this current IPL number 4.
And he just recently made his maiden century at the IPL match.
Yes, yet another record by our dear Sachin Tendulkar. Speaking of IPL 4, just wanted to remind our viewers that you can catch all the cricket action non-stop from this IPL 4 on Neo Cricket.
Can Mumbai Indians do it? 5 required of just 1 ball. Can he prove himself? And he does! He does it again! He smacked it! It's a huge one! Big hit by the little master. He's put on a fantastic show for everyone out there.
The most electrifying spectacle on the planet, the DLF, Indian Premier League Season 4. Catch all the cricket action non-stop only on Neo Cricket, India's #1 sports channel. Log on to www.neosports.tv/America for details. Neo Cricket will bring you 35 DLF IPL matches this season.
Welcome back, friends. You're listening to Deepika on Cricket on Air, America's premium cricket show, brought to you by Neo Cricket.
Friends, they say practice makes man perfect, but I'm sure in all of our lifetimes, Sachin Tendulkar will remain the best example of this saying.
He will be the greatest batsman ever, and I hope that this birthday is not the last we are seeing of him on the team.
Yes, and I'm sure with the current form that he's in, guys, we are in for a long treat. In fact, I sincerely hope he is around for the 2015 World Cup also, and we win it again.
That will be awesome, winning in Australia especially.
That's it from all of us here at Cricket on Air. We will join you at same time next week at 2 p.m. on Cricket on Air.
If you have any feedback for us, send us emails to feedback@cricketonair.com, and don't forget to join us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/cricketonair. Until then, enjoy the IPL action only on Neo Cricket.
Can Mumbai Indians do it? 5 required of just 1 ball. Can he prove himself? And he does! He does it again! He smacked it! It's a huge one! Big hit by the little master. He's put on a fantastic show for everyone out there.
The most electrifying spectacle on the planet, the DLF, Indian Premier League Season 4. Catch all the cricket action non-stop only on Neo Cricket, India's #1 sports channel. Log on to www.neosports.tv/America for details. Neo Cricket will bring you 35 DLF IPL matches this season.